Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, welcome to Nixie Bobs. And look, I have a voice. For the first time in almost a week. I have a voice back. It's still a little croaky at times. I have to have water near me at all times before the coughing begins. But before we go into Thunderbirds, I'm going to do a mass season 2 start of Thunderbirds video, and we're going to film that to go out early next week because it's a bit too late now really to start doing that one, so I figured I'd just do 1, 2, 3 in one big huge grow. That, and because I need to watch the episodes again because I took no notes because it was the Saturday, my throat is getting sore, I was ill, and I was just sitting there going, you know what, I'm just going to watch them, I just don't care. So I need to kind of go through them again and give them a watch over, so do hold on for that. I'm so sorry I had to not put that out as soon as I could. I was actually home on the Saturday, but because I literally had no voice and I felt like a pile of poo, I just couldn't film it. I just couldn't film it. It is the excuse, I guess, but I couldn't film it. If anyone's wondering why my skin is slightly shiny, it's because number one, I have Liz Earle cleanser on me, and number two, we're going to talk about it in a bit. So sickness with me, when you work where I do, you work where all the medicine is, and you're essentially basically expecting to get ill. So we had like 4 people come in work in 1 week with illnesses, and literally I got it. I was one of them. But the problem is where you've got all of it going round. Generally with me, when sickness comes to me in flu, it generally goes right to my throat. Several times around the winter season, even in the summer, my glands swell out. They've actually considerably gone down right now, I've just noticed. I get sore throats, I get coughs. I normally keep a cough from the start of winter till the end of winter. It just always works that way with me. Don't know why, always has done, probably always will do. It's like my body sees someone else with throat ailment and goes, oh, what's that? Give it here, we'll have it. And I get it. I always get it. So it's a constant thing, but unfortunately this time it went to infection status. I had a temperature, I ached, I had a sore chest from constantly coughing, so it meant that I couldn't do anything. I had 2 days in bed, well, my normal days of work, and then I went back to work and literally shouldn't have. I should not have gone back to work on that day. It was absolutely dumb, diddly dumb of me to go back to work that day because I shouldn't have. I come home and just went, This is where we're going to come into rant status. The last 2 times I've had medicine, once was when, and you guys may remember this, I perforated my eardrum, I think it was this side, at the start of the year, about March time, and I had to go to the doctor because literally it was, I can only describe it as like walking around like this. It was like this, but worse. You can't hear properly at all. You can't hear. And I had to go on a medicine to basically prevent an infection, because when you've burst the eardrum, anything can get in the middle ear, you can get inner ear infection, blah, blah, blah. That medicine caused me to have a similar outbreak to something I'd had a year before, which is actually apparently hives. When I went to my doctor's on the Monday, what was it, Monday, it's Thursday now, Monday, I told him about the reaction. I took my iPad, I have photos, I showed him these photos. They are not pretty photos, they are horrible photos. Hives generally can pretty much be anywhere. With me, it manifests in the form of like small white-headed spots. It looks a lot like acne, it hurts, it's red, it's sore, it's itchy, you have to be careful with the skin, it's damn near impossible to cover up even with a very heavy duty concealer. And I showed the doctor the photos and he said, yes, those are hives, this medicine will not cause that. Let's fast forward now to Tuesday night, and I'm sitting there paranoidly looking in the mirror and I'm seeing a lesion here and a lesion there and a little lesion there, and I'm going, oh my god, I'm getting hives again, oh my god, it's happening again. He said this wouldn't happen. The next morning, it was Wednesday, I woke up and I was sort of going, I'm getting paranoid. It's all in my head. It's all in the head. It's literally all in my crazy little mind. And I looked it up online, and it turns out that medicine can cause an outbreak of hives. Call up my doctor, tell them all about it, tell the nice receptionist on the phone about it, and she looks at it and goes, this is the medicine you had 2 years ago. So why are you giving it to me again? When I told you specifically, it caused this reaction. Hives are not humorous. They are not fun. You don't want hives. Okay, you just don't want hives. Luckily this time, I managed to actually stop the hives before it got so stupidly bad. So you can probably see I've got a couple around this part of my face. To your naked eye, they're going to look like spots and outbreak, but it's not what they are. As I say, I'm just lucky. I think this side's got it the worst, but I think this side had it worse the last time. It looks just like I've got a few pimples, but it's not. Hives with me are generally quite almost flat to the skin, and you can try and pop them, but they won't pop like a zit, if that makes sense. I know that's gross. We're getting on Dr. Pimple Popper's territory here, sorry. So that is everything that's kind of been going on in the last week, and is what's ultimately stopped me doing anything. It is slightly sickness, laziness as well, because sometimes I will record videos on certain things and have them kind of backed up on the memory card on this camera. So it was kind of sickness, laziness as well, if you want to per se, if you want to call it that, that I didn't sit there and go, you know what, I've got this, let's put this out. But I think because so many people wanting me to do Thunderbirds and I just couldn't do it, I just kind of didn't want to disappoint people and go, oh look, here's a beauty video, and then people go, but it's Thunderbird season! So the other thing I was going to talk about was the Pretty Reckless. You guys know I went to Scala, I did that makeup video, that crazy music makeup video that took me so long to work out how to use the YouTube free music for. It was madness. I've now kind of figured out how to do it. It was complicated. Actually editing that down was fine. Do share any opinions on that video. I'm not going to be offended by anything you say. Not everyone is going to like that video. Not everyone's going to like all these videos. It's totally cool. But the actual gig itself was great. Scala is an actual teeny venue, and it was a warm-up gig. And yes, I did lose my voice after going there. There were a couple of inconsistencies really with regards to what you could and couldn't do. They stopped us jumping at one point, the guards. They told us at the door we couldn't take any cameras in, besides the fact that it actually said on the info on the website that you could. We weren't allowed to use flash, which is at a band's discretion. And I kind of, well, my brother says that's at band discretion, but you guys are going to have to confirm that. If flash is kind of a thing that's a band's decision, I kind of see why they did it. Something resonated and stuck in my mind going on with the gig. Taylor Mumson actually turned around and said, if you put down all your little cell phones and concentrate on what we're doing. And at the time that kind of stuck in my mind, because all right, okay, when I first went to my first gigs, I was incredibly guilty of literally recording everything. And my brother actually said to me, because the first gig I went to was with him, I literally got a Green Day ticket at the nth hour for Wembley Stadium. Guys, it was craziness. I was sitting on a bus going somewhere, and brother went, oh yeah, my mate's dropped out. I was like, yeah. There's that ticket right there, actually. That one right there. I keep ticket stubs. This is the ticket stub wall, and I changed the room around so that you can kind of enjoy the ticket stub, a memory kind of wall that goes on here. There should be another couple added to that at some point soon. Bridge being one of them. But the more I was looking around me in this you know, it's only really, I think as you get older, you start realising, why am I recording all this? Why am I not just enjoying what's right in front of me? And the thing is, when you're my size, what's right in front of you is normally a load of people's backs and arms like that. You don't really see much, which is kind of my argument of why I record so much. I try and kind of enjoy it through the camera, because a lot of the time I actually can't see what's going on. I'm getting the buzz on atmosphere alone. The thing was, as I was in this standing pit, the more and more I was looking around, and you know what, I've got to tell you about the standing pit. Imagine the stage is in front of me where I am. I was on this side of it. This side of it was absolutely mad. Towards the end of the show, there was a big old mosh pit going on. I was having to push people away from me. And this lot were just getting right into the party. I wish I'd gone and joined that side, quite frankly. The more I was looking at people in this pit, the more people were more interested in sitting there recording stuff. And actually I was watching one person, and she would take her phone out, and opposed to watching the band, she was more interested in deleting photos on her phone. So I'm thinking, you've taken a ticket and you're more interested in your phone and what's being recorded as opposed to enjoying the actual gig. Enjoy what's in front of you. Don't live your life through a lens. I mean, did I take some photos and videos? Yes, I did. Of course I did. But I didn't, the thing was not being able to use flash. A lot of my photos aren't great, which is why I haven't shared many of them. I went through and I shared as many good ones as I could. And I mean, I was on the floor when they said you couldn't use cameras. I got a brand new memory card for the camera that's right here. And I, basically it was a micro SD. So I'm standing there in the dark, taking the micro SD out of this phone, putting the micro SD of the new card in the phone so that I could use my phone to do stuff. But from sort of seeing Taylor say that and then kind of enjoying it that little bit more, it it stuck with me, and I was like, you know, if they've kind of said we don't want people using flash, number one, I guess it can be aggravating for you standing in front of a bunch of people and seeing flash, 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 flash. It must be horrible. But I got it. The whole gig was amazing. I was a bit disappointed we didn't have many more new songs, but as we found out later, it was a warm-up gig. They are going to be back. Will I be going? Yes. I did get quite close to the front, actually. I was quite impressed. The thing with me, when there's one of me and you're in a pit, you just kind of tend to travel and slightly move, and there was this one girl towards the end of the gig who just grabbed my waist and went, "You're smaller than me, come here." So I ended up being there. I did meet a lovely girl at the train station. We were both literally similarly sat-navving ourselves there, going, how do we get there? So we just kind of buddied up. She met a boyfriend, she went off. Hello you, I didn't get your name. I'm really sorry that I didn't get your name. The Prerequisites' new album, Who You Selling For? That was the other thing I was going to go on about before we finish. The thing I love about the album, and if I had the voice at the time, I was actually going to sit here and do a play-by-play on each song. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I kind of left it. Quickly run through the songs quickly. So I'm absolutely entirely hooked on The Walls Are Closing in HangWoman. I've been trying to understand what the lyric was in the middle between the end of The Walls Are Closing In and then before oh no, won't get out alive. Yeah, it turns out that actually it's in Latin, and someone has actually uploaded a video of it, the translation. It may get taken down quickly, so if you're watching that today and you want to know what it is, because I found it literally nowhere else, I'd say go and get a quick look at that. I'm completely hooked on the creepiness of that song, the way that it almost felt a little bit like I kind of had a bit of Bohemian Rhapsody feel at the beginning with just the piano, but I don't know if that's because Mama has repeated a couple of times and I'm just getting a bit crazy. We know Oh My God, we know Take Me Down. Prisoner is going to be an amazing song live. I think that's going to be the heaven knows of this album. Wild City, I adore that. I can't wait to hear that live. It's a cool song. It just gets me going. I love the feel of the song. I love the Back to the River. I almost feel and wonder whether that's kind of the other side of Follow Me Down from Going to Hell. I like the more bluesy country vibe of that as well. Who You Selling For? Like that, it's the title track on the song. It's a delicate little song. Bedroom Window. I love the fact that the guitar follows every lyric sung. Living in the Storm. I had to kind of look up the lyrics to this because I kind of miss them. Loving that one though. I love the meaning of it, and when you read the lyrics, your brain's kind of ticking over. Already Dead. Ha! Everyone seems to love that one. The Devil's Back. I said this on Twitter, it's absolutely more about the music as opposed to the lyric. There's a lot of instrumental and just some gentle improvs over that. Much more about the music and the guitaring. Mad Love, when I first heard it, it was actually quite poppy, but the more I'm hearing it, the more it's catching on in my head, so it's definitely doing its job. On the whole, I just see a big story going on. The thing about it is, I think a lot of bands will stick to one genre of rock when making an album. You know, same as singers really will stick to one kind of pop. I think that was something I got quite early on. Christina Aguilera released Stripped, and the thing in that album is it borders on, you've got R&B in that, you've got Fighter is quite rock sounding. You've got Delicacy, you've got the sadness of I'm Okay. Similarly with this, it doesn't follow one specific pattern of rock, and then you've got a lighter rock at the end. It totally doesn't follow acoustic in there with Bedroom Window. It doesn't follow one specific type, and that is what I love about it. Hearing some of these songs live and knowing exactly which song they're going to release next fills me with excitement. I kind of love to see HangWoman done on a video, because I can just see so many different shots in mind of how I would play that video out. Bearing in mind, I only make videos like this. I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I can, you know, when you just see things in your mind. I'm going to stop there because we've been ranting on for 20 minutes and I didn't think I was going to do this much. I thought it was going to be a quick 10-minute, here you go, here's a tin time and done. 512 friends on here is madness, by the way. I have hit 500. That's just like 5 million in my life right now. It's just double, triple nearly my own friends list. In fact, it is triple my own friends list on Facebook, which is madness. So thank you to anyone who joins every so often and just comes and sees me rant and rave about all this stuff going on in my little life. There's normally not a lot. We normally do beauty stuff. We do Thunderbirds. We talk about gigs now. So that was another tin time. I've kind of neglected those for a little while, but I do kind of sit there and try and work them, but it sometimes seems like I don't have enough to talk about, so I don't really do them. Thunderbirds is coming. Thank you everyone for watching this, and thank you to all you lovely subscribers that watch watch me ramble on. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, if you're new, please do. If you would like to follow Twitter, please do. Instagram is there, but I kind of neglect Instagram a whole hell of a lot. But, you know, I'll see everyone again for Thunderbirds and 2 very special Halloween things coming up later on. You can tell it's cold. I'm back in Jack. I'll see everyone again for another video. Bye.